It's September 12th, 2021, so I was just at Marie Curie Park with Anthony Tiafrio, 2012, Cat Scratch. Big Anthony, 1975, was there. When I say big, he's like the size of a toothpick, and he's about as tall. But he was there, and then he left on the fence when you walk in. It said no parking. I don't know what they mean by these things, but and my son, Cat, we'll just go with Cat Scratch, Nucci, he was so excited. He found his friend Costa, and he just wanted to play. I was there, I let him play for a while. I noticed the United States American, what they refer to United States flag. I'm in North America. That flag is still there with the red and white stripes and the 50 stars. What's missing over the summer since the last time I was there is the black and white POW MIA flag. So I was dressed in my mom in black for my personal MIB, whatever. I said to my son, I said, listen to me. And I also told Costa and someone else, I said, listen. I said, I don't know what's going on for you cosmically, because I know parallel dimension things happen between the children, of cosmic nursery when the machine breaks and things. So I kept that to myself. But I said, my son Anthony, I said, he's standing here, he's an American, but I am not appreciating his behavior. So I said, I am your Blanco Tigre. I am the tiger over your shoulder in the hunting quiet mode on the bench watching over you. Because he was fine with Costa, but when, and so I stay out of things, but should parallel dimensional things come up, I never want my son to be seen in the wrong light in the moment or in the after moment or the prehistoric moment. So, and there's a lot of different nationalities working around that park that use beseech word that I do not have world confirmation for. So I always take them at their word for whatever it's worth in documentation. And then we handle parallel dimension at whatever I need in forensics for my son. My son has been spotted at the park where he's just walking around. I was walking, doing my stalking thing, stalking him around the park, trying to keep an eye on him, but giving him the decency of being able to be a boy, an American boy, and stand up for himself and be part of a crowd in multinational whatever they're doing at the playground battlefield, and making sure that nobody took a stance that was super aggressive towards my son or even passive aggressive. The minute I spotted that, I put that to bed. I said, that's a sign of war. I said, I don't want to be, that's it. I said, please do not come at my son in that manner. He is not taking self-defense courses. He is not on the aggressive at all. He is just looking to blend in and pass his time. That is all. So, let me think about this. It eludes me now. But anyway, so Costa's mom was there. She asked how my summer was. I said, actually, it wasn't good. I told her, she was by herself. Normally, she is with a group of women, a gaggle of women, so I don't approach. Sometimes I will just be friendly, but I don't seek out these women. But this one woman I've spoken to before, she says she is Greek in Beseech. So I say, okay, whatever. She has family in Astoria. I have had family in Astoria, whatever. So, but it is not Ruskowski. It is, I don't know what. It's not my family from Astoria. It is a different, but close enough for the moment in the close-knit community in New York. So I spoke to her. I said, "Oh, this summer, wow." Funny thing that you mentioned that. I said, "I got arrested for no reason." I said, "Somebody stole my keys, and I have this crazy lunatic who's poisoned me before, several ways, and has followed me around for years and won't leave me alone, and then claims custody of my son. Some stupid court, even though he's a felon and a known drug addict, gave him custody of my son, but it was on a convenient trip that he and my father and my ex-husband were working on together to commit me to some hospital. So they all won custody of my children at exactly the same coordinated strike in war crimes. And so then I said, and then I told her about the incident of my father just calling an ambulance just because, and the ambulance coming, and some piece of shit New York City police officer, mostly her cousin, with a gold badge, not my family member, with a gold badge, wanted, I'm like, I didn't do anything. I was like, what do you mean I have to go in the ambulance? Says who? He says me. I said, there's no justification for it. Just because Lewis called, I was like, that's not enough cause. He says, well, I said so. He says, so you either move, he goes, or I put you in handcuffs. I'm like, right, okay, fucking crazy shitbag humans. So I get into the ambulance. I get to North Shore, Manhasset. They take me out. Some Asian guy sticks me in a room. I say to him that I want a lawyer. I want some form of law counsel. That this was a war crime. What they were up to was modern guerrilla warfare. They are in pretty much contempt because they are already using advanced medic and witchcraft without any permit. I don't want to take part in any of it and I want to leave. And they were blocking the exit, so I couldn't leave. I said, you are all witnesses to this war crime if you let this go on. And they all let it go on. Then a group of dark skin, not coffee without milk color, a latte more color group of people took me in a room, stripped me naked, did a metal search, and then stuck me with a needle. I wasn't like posy vest crazy. I wasn't screaming at them. I was just unhappy. I didn't take a swing at them. I'm not a violent person. But they came up hidden and stuck me with some kind of fucking needle. And then next thing I know, I'm in the middle of the emergency trauma area by the administration desk, totally naked with just a sheet on. And I woke up like an animal sometime at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I was free to go. It is the most, this is a war crime where I hope you round them up with AK-47s and bullets, and I want them all executed immediately. It is so disgusting in New York. I didn't do anything. There is the most egregious, disgusting behavior going on in New York, in Nassau County and in Queens County. And they're all in on it. There's NYPD reps in on it, MTA reps in on it, there's FDNY reps in on it. A whole cluster of disgusting. But I don't know, because you're all mixed together with your nationalities, and then you're one fraternal order, so it's really fucking confusing to communicate just how much I hate all of you for doing this. So, I told the Costas' mom just how disgusting the United States is, but I don't know if it's the United States judges and courts or if it's the federales and the cartel system. It's a little hard to tell the difference, honestly, on paper. since they switched all their names around with no photos, they all sound like they're innocent whatevers, Americans, which they're not. And then I've got them giving custody to a man. I'm like, do you understand this man? First of all, Lewis is a fucking shitbag. He's supposed to be my father. Fuck me, like, whatever. I was like, second of all, now I've got Tia Frio. I was like, Tia Frio, I said, had friends over, and I drank something, and then after I drank whatever it was that I drank, I had to go lay down. I didn't feel good. And then he didn't even check on me. I couldn't even, like, open my eyes or lift my head. I was literally, it was paralysis on the bed. I have no idea what they gave me. Some girl, Sarah, came in to check on me. So then I'm like, 3 days later, my kids weren't home. 3 days later, I'm like, still, every time I try to get, when I could, I mean, I slept for 3 days, but when I got up, I was so dizzy, and I'm home. The only person home with me is Tia Frio, 1975. That doesn't make him a fucking hero. That just makes him a witness to the crime. That I don't even think was reported. I don't know where to report it. I mean, he's part of it. He's in my house. Now what do I do? So that's a problem. Then at some point, when I was having a lot of pains throughout my body, there was some woman named Kat, K-A-T, who had some kind, she said they were like a morphine pill for like an interim for the pain that I was suffering from. But it didn't really take away the pain. And I'm pretty sure, but like the whatever of it, like it was another different kind of poison, but it didn't have any effect in pain mediation for the amount of pain gradient that I was being forced through without access to anything. So that happened. So I said to this woman, I was like, so now I'm stuck because I've got a father that I can't trust, and what am I supposed to do? I was like, I got a guy who's followed me around since 2010, moved into my house, never fucking moved out. And then some things happened. But of course, I'm at the receiving end, and there's nobody to look over me. I mean, who's supposed to look over me? Benjamin, Daniel, and Alexander. They're gone on the weekends. So that was a problem. And now we're in 2021. So now I'm back with fucking crazy shitbag Lewis, who was never to be trustworthy from the beginning. Never panned out. And now I got the humans around me in full war crime. And I have nobody to report to. Like, where do you call this in? It's not NYPD level. And they don't really give a shit. And they're part of it. As are the hospital administration around here. As is New York City school systems. And New York City mayor and all his staff. Letting this go on. Even though, like, NCIS level, like, Navy war crimes knew about it ahead of time. Like they did about 9/11, and yet it just seems to get worse and worse and more polluted for me. So I'm just curious, at what point do humans ever become worth their weight in gold? Ever? Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. So I reported it to a human. She's not of my kindred, but close enough. As far as I was concerned, she says Greek, I can't confirm that. But for her family thinks they're Greek in Astoria. So we'll go with that if I'm the Italian then. My last name is still Russia, Ruzzia. So it's a fancy ZZ system for the SS. It's Earth, it's solar system, it's Milky Way, it's universe, it's galaxy, and it's broken between the humans, the interaction, and the machine. And I'm just stuck here in a storyline that I can't get out of no matter how hard I fight. In fact, fighting, it's like quicksand. It pulls you under so much fucking faster. That's why I was told last time the machine broke to just sit tight. And that's all I've fucking been doing since my birth, is just sitting tight, waiting for, like, someone to find my priority lotto number and fix my very real situation of being burrowed into the wrong situation. As it gets worse, no less. It's September 12th, 2021.